we would have to really have one of them hard soul-searching moments, though, because if you dropping back-to-back games to two teams that had 2 wins coming into these games, then yeah, clearly something is off with preparation.
Like
Something is off.
what are you?
Yeah, what do we change into? Because clearly we're not a terrible team. We have 7 wins in the National Football League, and if the season ended today, we would still be available to get everything we want to get. So we're not terrible. So we got that part. But in terms of, if you lose to this team, yeah, it's going to make the eyeballs and the heat in terms of Coach Tomlin. I think that increases even more than what it already is following this Cardinals game. I think it would also go back to the big scale thing of when people say Belichick versus Coach T and they speak on Belichick and it's like, nah, man, we taking that. Even though Brady or no Brady, we think he's better. This is one of those ones as well where, yeah, all right, it's one thing when it is Brady out there. This is one where it's not Brady out there.
Yeah,
he already got one.
Yeah, the other one when it wasn't Brady was last year.
So I think of like that part of it.
We should have
man.
won that one.
Yeah.
It's gunner inside agent stuff, muffing that punt in our own zone, and then Akello just forgetting how to play football right before half.
Seriously, man.
On that Hail Mary.
So, like I said, and at the same time, if you watch the Patriots, they could have very easily won that Chargers game. As crazy as it sounds, they had multiple opportunities. They had 2 drives stall in the red zone, one where they had a turnover on downs. They had a drop touchdown ball late in the third, early fourth that, like I said, man, if he just catches the ball, he's walking into the end zone. So it was multiple things that even could have had them beating that Chargers team. So don't come in with this mindset that because the Patriots have 2 wins, they are god-awful, terrible, and all this other stuff, and we're going to beat them by 50. They literally have lost their last 3 games. 6-zip, I think it was 10-3, and then the other one was 10-6.
They set some type of record where they're like the only team to lose 3 games in a row. But they only let how many points did they give up?
10 points. They have not had more than 10 points allowed.
11 points in each of those games. They're the only team to lose three games in a row like that.
So just to understand what we're about to have come into this stadium.
They have legitimately a good defense.
Yeah, and they will capitalize on you if you allow them. If you make a mistake, if you put that ball in harm's way, they are on that. So we would not suck. But I wanted to break that part down just for the overall context of the record is bad, yes. But when you're talking about losing 3 games back to back and only 10 points was allowed or less, nah, bro. That ain't a team that you want to just be sleeping on. It's not a team that you want to just play with. Now, I think the difference, too, is we got the better version of an offense because our teams are kind of similar in terms of how they are playing heavy defense, but our offense is a better version, though.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like their offense is bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
I think the way that we think on our offense internally is how that situation over there actually is. That's how I view it. But yeah, man.
If we lose this game, I'm not going to know what to think.
It's going to be bad,
because part of me is going to still think that we could just go on a run these next 4 games. Just win out. We'll be in the playoffs. Right? Yeah. It's... How do I want to put this? Yeah, if we lose this, like it's just terrible. I don't know exactly what my reaction is going to be.
Dude,
let's just not lose, so we won't find out.
I don't want us to find out, bro.
I guess the point I wanted to bring up is we shouldn't lose this. History tells us, at least this season, that we shouldn't lose this because we're 4-0 after losses.
Yeah.
And I would like to think that last week was our final wake-up call.
Does the
but what's getting frustrating? What
does the Belichick element play a factor in this though? The whole he has Coach Tomlin's number.
I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that. I think just Belichick being a good coach and setting up his team up for success on a week in and week out basis could be at play. Now, I think he's running his offense into the ground, but at least the defense. He's always been a more defensive-minded head coach and can always get his defense playing at least average, no matter what personnel's out there. But right now, they're playing at like a top 5, 6 level. Now, the caveat is they have been playing some weak teams recently, some weak offenses.
Yeah.
I don't know what we can say about our offense up to this point right now, at least when you talk about the stats as a whole for 2023.
I would say, who offense you think is better, us or the Chargers?
based off stats, the Chargers. Based off how the Chargers looked last week, though,
I swear, bro.
We'll see. I mean, what was it? Herbert?
Did he look off to you?
Herbert and the Chargers the week before. Yeah, Ravens, they look bad, too.
I was about to say, like, they just look weird, man. Yeah.
Right.
But Herbert still had, like, he ended with a good stat line, but the game just seemed weird when they had the ball. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess my thing is we need to stop doing this whole, like, oh, that was rock bottom, or that was finally our wake-up call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this would be, if we lost this, rock bottom, and then that's what would get me thinking, like, okay, we can only go up from here. Let's string these wins together, go on a run. But let's stop doing that. Can we please stop doing that?
I would hope so.
Losing to the Arizona Cardinals at home.
Yeah.
And then losing to the Browns on the road with their third-string quarterback.
Why
those are wins we should have had.
Why do you have to be
no matter what excuses you want to bring up, like we had injuries in some of these games, the penalties, like a lot of these are self-inflicted.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Let's stop doing this, man. Like, let's start getting some momentum, feeling like we're there, and then just taking a week off in a way.
Yeah. And you heard the players. They did say that. They said, man, following that Bengals game, we did take them lightly.
Like, what are we doing?
Bengals game,
you brought up the great point yesterday of this team hasn't proven anything. It's different, and you don't say you want this to happen at all. You don't want to have bad losses, but it's different when it's those Big Ben teams that actually won Super Bowls.
It was like you would be arrogant because you win 7, 8 in a row. And then you're like, man, we know we finna win this one too. And then eventually you would get got. We're like, dang, all right, it did happen. This does suck. But once again, and this was
at least you've done something.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least you got some Super Bowls. This team has done nothing.
Or not Super Bowls, because I ain't get that. But we was playing in the playoffs. We was winning playoff games.
You had been. Yeah. I mean, you had been.
I played in the AFC Championship game. Bro. We lost to the Super Bowl champs 2 years in a row. Yeah. Shout out to Peyton Manning and shout out to Brady. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that should have been us.
Tell me about it. Don't remind me. I don't need to be reminded about this. Deke, you can't feel more pissed off about it than me. I can assure you that.
Mike Hood says,
in the way this Peck feel right now, Deke, I think of that game every time I think of this. So yeah, man.
How about this? Mike Hood says Pat P reiterated that we got to stop doing that too.
Yeah.
He's the biggest culprit of this.
Yeah.
Cancel your podcast.
I do like the fact that that certain players are taking the onus on themselves, because I felt like when the Jaylen Warren thing initially came out, every fan and media that was against Coach T instantly looked at him and was like, this is 100% on Coach T. And we're like, no, there is a difference between schematically being prepared for X's and O's and you personally taking a dude lightly. You listen to what Minkah Fitzpatrick said. Minkah didn't say they didn't know about Trey McBride. Minkah said them as a defense did not respect Trey McBride enough. They didn't think that he was going to be able to do the things that he did do in the game until he was doing it. That does not mean that they didn't know what route he was going to run. That did not mean that they didn't know who he was, where he would align at. But if you come in there and you yourself take your guard, that's like, bro, we can't be the ones pushing you, motivate you for every single snap. You as a professional do have to take that upon yourself to show up each and every week. And I do get that part when people have said certain things about Coach Tomlin. It's like, yo, if we're saying we're to the point where we need a coach that has to come in and micromanage, babysit, hold hand, motivate, make sure they understand, hey, each and every week you can get beat, then yeah, we need a different coach in here. But I also think that if that is truly the case, our expectations are completely asinine. We are nowhere close to being a Super Bowl contender if that is what you truly need. Because those type of teams, they police themselves. Those type of teams, they're professional enough to know, man, hey, you don't got to tell me about who this guy is. I'm going to know who he is because I'm a professional. And I know I can't do my job to the best of my ability without me going the extra mile. We would say, man, if you waiting until Wednesday to get told what the game plan is, what the strengths and weaknesses are for this upcoming opponent, bro,
Devin Bush,
you the wrong guy. If we got to wait till Wednesday for coach to come in here and tell you, hey, Deke, they're going to run, they're going to go trips this way. When is this person going to do that? And is that? It's like, bro, what did I do Monday and Tuesday? What was I prepping? What was I was just chilling. Like, but that's the stuff that when we watch him at times, you look at some of the mistakes and you're like, when you hear me say, bro, it's execution, because that was what we came from. It wasn't on this coaching staff. It was on us. So it's like, man, if you saying that we don't have, not you specifically, but if that is the general consensus, then fine, we do need to make a switch. But we also need to understand that this whole standard is the standard. The mediocrity that we call it, 7+ wins, stuff like that, never losing seasons. I think that we drastically need to shift that mindset, though, if these are the dudes that need that type of action. I don't think that's the case. But I also don't want it to be that we keep bringing those type of things up as, yo, this is why they lost. If Coach T would have just said that a couple more times, then yeah, they would have really. It's like, no, that's not real, bro. Not at the National Football League. I was in Buffalo. I was in AZ. I seen places where they need that, and our records reflected that. I've been to the place where we never needed that for 4 years, and our records reflected that also. So that was my, big thing with it, though, bro. But I do get both sides of it, though. With the whole, they need to be motivated part.
I'm with you, though. Man. For last game, I didn't think that had anything to do with game planning or preparation because we came out fine in the first half.
Scored the first drive, got a 3 and out. It's like, yo, it's first 15 plays, defense fired up. Like,
yeah, I think second half was where the issues started to pop up. Some of it had to do with injury, but I also thought some of it had to do with lack of effort and the Cardinals wanting it more. Yeah. If you want to put that on Tomlin, fine, but I lean more with you. Middle of the game type of stuff, I don't think that's on Tomlin to try to get you hyped up.
I'm like, why are the Cardinals more hyped to beat us than we're more hyped to keep getting wins and ultimately get a chance to host something?
Yeah.
That's the part that keeps getting me. It's like, I get it. As a dude that's played on a team coming into Hinesville, yeah, it feels like your Super Bowl. The whole week you playing Renegade every single day. The whole week you looking at all the highlights, you getting talked about the terrible towel. The whole week you can't wait to get in that stadium to be the executioner, to shut every single body up in there, man. Now, a lot of times you try, a lot of times you fail. I came close, but we ultimately failed. But I get that part. So the Cardinals should have been hyped up. But for the Steelers, we like, bro, y'all not playing to just be bottom feeders. Y'all got a chance to actually do something this year. Where y'all were coming into this past game, it's like, bro, you got a chance legitimately to make your legacy be cemented, man. And that's the frustrating part when you think about how they showed up, man, or how they finished that game, excuse me.
Yeah, because I'm with you. I don't think we have those type of players that need to be babied into wanting to win games. I don't, but there's too much of the up and downs that are popping up. Maybe this was the final wake-up call. Maybe this was the final alarm. It has to be. The season's almost over.
I hope so, bro.
We're 5 games away from the season being over. Like, that needs to be the wake-up call. No matter how good we look in this Patriots game, keep it going for
consistency,
next week. Do not overlook the Colts.
Consistency, bro.
And then do not overlook the Bengals, December 23rd. Don't overlook the season. Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Do not do that. And we had that type of energy going last year. We did, after the bye.
But I think it's different, too, last year versus this year because of how we started
literally
out.
needed every game no matter who the opponent was because if we lost you'd get out of the playoffs.
Right, so it became our backs are against the wall, whereas right here going into the last game we finally had legitimate breathing room, legitimate leeway, and we were heavily favored for NFL standards, right? So I think all of that to an extent we failed that test. Now, I don't think if this was a Sunday game, I think it would be different. Sunday game, Kenny healthy, I think this would have been another one where it's like, all right, you failed the Cardinals test of being talked about. I think they would still be showing us love, but this Thursday element changes it a lot.
I think we're a bigger favorite in this Patriots game. Because I think we're 6 points, right?
I thought we were 6.5 last week, though.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but either way, I like it then. I like it.
And I'm actually surprised by that.
We got the better quarterback in the matchup.
We definitely do.
That's the big reason. Both defenses are the same. But at the end of the day, they're saying Mitch Trubisky is the difference between him and Bailey Zappi, which should be the case. Think about it. When was Bailey Zappi drafted? When was Mitch Trubisky drafted? Mitch has already survived a contract in the National Football League where he took a team and had success for a full season and multiple times. Bailey ain't started 17 games yet. So it's like, yeah, we definitely... Who get paid more even right now, man? We definitely better have a better quarterback in this matchup, man.
We got a number 2 overall pick.
Come on, bro. We better have a better quarterback in this matchup. You and me both know that, bro. It can't be other than that, man.
Come on, Mitch.
It can't be other than that.
For you, man.
It can't be other than that. I'm on my Mitch tonight, man. That's tomorrow. I'll be on Mitch tomorrow. I'm on H2P today. Yeah.
I'll buy a Mitch jersey if he goes off.
I mean, you used to wear that Mason Rudolph jersey in here.
No, that was a Mike Vick.
No, it was Mason Rudolph.
No.
It was definitely
I
Mason
don't think
Rudolph.
I'm ever buying a Mason jersey. He's probably not going to get an opportunity to show me why I should get a Mason jersey. But
You never know,
Mitch
though, man.
has an opportunity here. He does.
Yeah.
Next 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever it is, he's got an opportunity. Rewrite his script here in Pittsburgh.
This is true. This is true.